UCAS are the University College Admission Service. They're there to connect you to universities and handle your application for you. Your first point of call should be the UCAS website, where you can start your application. It's student-friendly and should guide you through the process relatively simply. You get a registration number and password, which you have to keep safe. Registration also helps your school or college keep track of your application so they can support you. There are around 37,000 courses to choose from and 128 universities across the UK to choose for your study. So, plenty of choice. You get to pick a maximum of 5 courses, so think very carefully. You can gradually populate the various areas of the application and see your progress on the left-hand side of the screen, which is marked in red ticks. You don't have to do everything in order, as green dots will indicate things you've not filled in yet. Your uni application relies on you keeping an eye on lots of important dates, so don't let any of them catch you by surprise. Grab yourself a diary. The key date for university applications is the 15th of January each year. Up to this date, all courses for all unis, apart from Oxford and Cambridge, along with the medicine, dentistry and veterinary courses, are open for application. Those courses I just mentioned close earlier on October the 15th, so you need to act quickly for them. Some arts and design courses may close later on the 24th of March, but this is being phased out. Your final deadline is actually the 30th of June. But it shouldn't fool you, as many courses are closed to applications long before this date. Lastly, the dates I just mentioned are the UCAS deadlines. If you are applying for a school or college, they'll be expected to write you a tutor reference, and they won't want to do this in a rush at the end. So they'll set an earlier date for you to complete your application and give it to them. Whenever it's finished, you can track your application online once you've sent it. And there is even a video tutorial in case you get stuck. You have to pay £23 when you complete your application. That's unless you only apply for one course, which means you only pay £12. Once you've finished, your school or college will add a tutor's reference before UCAS are sent your application. After it's all done, universities will begin to contact you to either make you an offer, invite you for an interview, or tell you they don't want to make you an offer. It's also worth bearing in mind that most medical and veterinary courses and some law courses will ask you to take an additional admissions test. It can be quite an interesting and anxious time waiting for your responses. But even if you've been turned down by all of your choices, from the 25th of February, you will be eligible for UCAS Extra. This allows you to make one more application and amend your personal statement. But you don't need to go through UCAS Extra if you don't want to. On the 30th of June, clearing begins. This is where universities become open to approaches to fill any spare places they have left. You do this through UCAS. But you should still follow the same process as clearing and make sure you choose the right place for you. Your original offer of your university place will remain open for 2 weeks, so you don't have to confirm you're taking the place until then. As we've already said, take time with your application. Keep hold of all your details, your login, email, password, etc. Keep an eye on your deadlines. And don't forget to make sure your application gets sent on time. The personal statement is possibly the most important and time-consuming aspect of your university application. It's a written statement telling a university or college why they should choose you. The personal statement is called personal for a reason, so don't just copy and paste. Google is your enemy. UCAS have a special system for scanning what you write and checking it against the database of over 10 million other written documents. If you have more than just 8% similarity with these other documents, then they will assume you have plagiarized. and so will your university. About yourself. Don't be boring or generic. Be persuasive. You've got to show yourself in the best possible light and make yourself stand out from the other applicants. Ask yourself a few things. Why do I want to study this course? What are my career aspirations? Have I got any relevant experience or skills? What can I offer? Avoid obvious statements like, I enjoy socialising with friends, and talk about your interests and hobbies. Talk about positions of responsibility you've held or any teams or clubs you've been a part of. Sell yourself. It's all about convincing a university that you have something to offer. You get 4,000 characters, which is around 47 lines, including spaces. Not too long, but then not too short. So that's why you need to make sure each word counts. You should write a few drafts first to really perfect it. Open your statement with a couple of sentences about why you are interested in the course. You've got one personal statement for all the courses you apply for, so try not to mention a specific university in it, or otherwise the ones that weren't mentioned may get upset. Make sure you're familiar with what you've written before you go for your interviews. It's what a university will talk about with you. Avoid the obvious cliches to do with your course choice, like, I am fascinated by the human mind for psychology. Use positive words like achieved, developed, learned, energy and commitment, and show your passion. You can't use non-standard fonts or make things bold or underlined. Check your spelling and grammar. Use plain English and write in short, simple sentences. Don't waffle on like me. Try not to repeat like me again. Don't use I all the time and try to avoid repeating words in close proximity. Write your statement in a word processing program so you can get it right before copying and pasting it into your application. Here are some websites that might help. Take your time to mull them over. There are plenty of support tips for writing your application online at UCAS.com. If you get stuck or you just need some advice, you can always get in touch with us here at Staffordshire University, and someone will be more than happy to help.